Chapter 1042 spoilers have just dropped, and we are here yet again to talk about what is going to happen in the upcoming chapter. If it is your first time here, the way this works is that we go down these plot points provided to us by the One Piece subreddit, and we just have a discussion. I won't edit this video too heavily because I don't want to spoil anybody outside of the people who actually watch this video. And with that being said, let's get this started. Alright, so first up, as per usual, I'm going to skip over the title of the chapter and I'll bring it back up when we hit the plot point that correlates with it the most. So, first thing we're going to talk about right here. In the cover, Oven is carrying Vince Smoke's book to Whole Cake Island. Alright. We've been following this cover page story for a while now, and any day now it has to be over, right? Like at some point this has to end when Yonji and Niji are rescued. Last week we saw Pudding go up and hit them both. Yeah, she doesn't like them because they were mean to Sanji, but I really thought she would be the one to save them. And I don't know why I'm getting so invested in this side story, but now Oven is carrying that book around, taking it to Whole Cake Island, and now I'm just like, okay, somebody has to stop Oven, somebody has to defeat him, and just get the heck out of there with that book to save Yonji and Niji. And I'm like, maybe Judge, maybe Reiju, maybe Ichiji, maybe Jinbei if he's still there. I'm really running out of options, so let me know what you guys think on who is going to save them. I know it's not the most important thing, but I thought it would be fun to touch and talk about. Alright, so first plot point into the chapter, and it's a huge one, man. So last chapter, we had X-Drake, who was wounded by CP0, he was KO'd, he got back up. He was bleeding, he got back up, and he said, hey, I'm gonna stop them. I heard what they said, I'm gonna stop them. I'm gonna put a wrench in their plans. This boss of CP0, he's injured. He was injured by Izo, he's not looking too hot, and he just got the orders to go up to the rooftop. In my mind, I was like, oh, X-Drake is gonna stop him. X-Drake is gonna put the kibosh on that, and the CP0 boss is not gonna be able to go up there to stop Luffy. Not the case. X-Drake got the Shigan to the throat. So it says, X-Drake versus CP0 boss, Drake stops the CP0 boss, who then turns and hits Drake in the throat with Shigan. It doesn't say X-Drake, fights him off. It doesn't say X-Drake does some major damage. X-Drake uses a brand new ability. It literally says, yeah, he fights him, and then he gets the Shigan to the throat. I was looking through the comments on the subreddit to see what people were saying about X-Drake losing, and aside from everybody just memeing this man to death, we had a couple people actually believe this might be the end of Drake, like he might actually be dead, and I really don't buy that theory. He will survive somehow, some way. He hasn't had enough backstory. We don't really know anything about him. If he were to die right now, he would be such a throwaway as a supernova. Oda would not do that. And this could be the best case of having a Zoan awakened Devil Fruit within the supernovas as well. Because from what we know so far, if you're an awakened Zoan user, you have this insane rejuvenation ability. And what better way to show that off than being stabbed in the throat and then getting back up afterwards? Normally, whenever an anime character, especially an anime character on the protagonist's side, gets back up for a second time, he's gonna win. Like it's a standard trope, right? Like it's a shonen trope. If you get beaten, you get back up and you declare, I'm gonna stop him. Usually you stop him. Not the case here. And I really hope, all I can wish for at this point in time is that Drake at least gets a good hit in on the CP0 boss. Bro, imagine if Drake gets nothing in on this man. That would look so bad. Like he already got off-screened once. And then just to get back up and get Shigan'd in the throat, I can't think of anything more disrespectful than that. Like imagine you have the other three supernova, Luffy fighting Kaido up there, you have Kid and Law fighting Big Mom and taking her down, and then you have Drake. Drake getting defeated, not once, but twice by the CP0 boss. Yes, it's like a Yonko commander level feat, but you have the other supernova on this island pulling off Yonko level feats. Like, come on, Drake, you got this. The least he could have, like I said before, the least he could have is an awakening, and that would pull it back a little bit. It wouldn't really do anything in the fight because the CP0 guy's gone, but at least Drake would survive. He at least needs this much. All right, so next plot point. The rest is Luffy versus Kaido. We see 3 new Kaido's drunk modes, which he has so many already. I kind of feel like they're just, tossing them aside for a comedic relief. But then Luffy changes to Bounce Man form and uses a new attack called Gomu Gomu no Overcon Gun. Kaido uses a new attack too called Raihao Hake. See, I think this is really cool. I wonder what made Luffy make the decision to switch from Snake Man back over to Bound Man. Last we saw, Snake Man was doing really well against Kaido. Kaido could not keep up with it. So I'm assuming Kaido has some sort of drunk form which is able to see how fast Luffy is and interpret his attacks. But other than that, this could be a smart switch from Luffy, or it could just be a really bad one. Because like I said, every time Luffy brings out Snake Man, it lands a solid hit on Kaido. Last chapter, when he came back to the rooftop. But Bounce Man, on the other hand, has not been too effective with Kaido. So I'm wondering what's Luffy's strategy here. Or, like I said last chapter, this could be building up that Gear 5th. He's going to exhaust all of his Gear 4th options, and he's going to say, hey, Gear 4th is not working. Bounce Man isn't working. Snake Man isn't working. Who knows? He might even bring out Tank Man, which wouldn't really work against Kaido too well. But he might bring out Tank Man too. And he's like, you know what? None of these are working. It's time to go up a gear. And now the final plot point. There's not a lot of things to talk about this time around, which is totally fine. It's hyping up the chapter for sure. But right here is the main freaking takeaway. At the end of the chapter, CP0 boss appears, which I can't believe how fast he got here. And Luffy got distracted. Kaido brutally hits Luffy. Kaido is completely shocked. His expression is heartbreaking when he sees the same thing that happened with Oden has happened again. Obviously, it's a very common theory, but we did talk about this last chapter, how CP0 boss is going to come up here and repeat the Oden situation. It happened this chapter, and dude, I feel so bad for the CP0 boss. People are like, yo, I feel bad for Kaido. I feel bad for Kaido too. Heartbreaking scenario. He's probably crying right now, like with his drunk modes going on. But I feel bad for the CP0 boss, because this man, his career is over. This guy, I guarantee you, he's dead. Kaido killed the witch. Kaido killed the witch with no hesitation the day after the fight against Oden. The CP0 boss recreating this traumatic moment for Kaido. This dude might as well say his prayers. He is gone after this. I love that Oda drew this parallel with Luffy and Oden, because 20 years ago when this happened to Kaido, he showed no emotions. Kaido was just like, yep, it doesn't matter what happened during that fight, I'm the winner. Yes, he went on to kill the witch later, but during Oden's execution, he didn't even bring it up. He didn't bring up the fight at all. And this time around, you see what his emotions actually are because he's drunk. Because he's drunk, he's showing everything on the surface level. And he's heartbroken, man. Like, this guy is going through some traumatic fights. He wants a fight to the death, and he just can't get it. When Kaido was introduced, he was introduced as this suicidal maniac. And he's just wanting to die. He wants that battle of a lifetime. He had it once with Oden, and it was taken away from him. And now he has this amazing fight with Luffy. He's finally smiling. He's having a great time. He respects Luffy as an opponent, for it to end like this. Kaido is torn asunder, heart broken into pieces, but I guarantee you, this will be the hypest moment when Kaido's like, oh my gosh, I lost my opponent. And then he looks up, and Luffy is still standing. I'm telling you, this is going to be a great panel next week. Luffy's going to still be standing. Kaido's going to wipe away the tears. He's going to be belated with happiness. And RIP to Luffy, but I just have to say, Luffy getting hit by Kaido's club or whatever hits him, that is so brutal that Luffy goes down. This is what is going to trigger Gear 5th or Luffy's awakening. And the CP0 boss is going to witness that awakening firsthand, and I feel like that's the last thing he's gonna see. He's gonna see Luffy awaken. He's like, oh my gosh, this is what the Goddesses were talking about. And the next thing you know, Kaido's club just like wrecks this dude completely. The title of the chapter, Winners Need No Excuse, could not imply more heavily to anyone than Kaido. Kaido wants to win a battle like this. He wants to win a fight to the death against Luffy, against Oden. He doesn't want to look back and say, oh, I only won because they got distracted. I only won because I got lucky. There's no worse feeling than that. Imagine you're like, Mayweather over here, 50 wins and 0 losses, but all of your wins are because your opponent was, sick that day. Like, nobody wants to go through that. Kaido doesn't want to win with that being his legacy. And I can see it here, and I can already imagine that Luffy is going to overcome what defeated Oden, and Luffy is going to give Kaido the showdown and smackdown of a lifetime. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this spoiler adventure. Please drop a like, comment, and sub down below. It really means the world to me. And feel free to join me in 2 days' time when we release the full chapter review. And if you're wondering where I'm getting all this, go to the One Piece subreddit. You'll find the chapter right when it comes out. And I try to pump out those videos as fast as freaking possible. Other than that though, on this channel, I do One Piece discussions. We just have lighthearted banter about random One Piece topics. If you have any topics you want me to make a video about, leave it down below as well, and I will surely tackle them. Other than that, I do stream on Twitch. I have a Twitter, all that. Please follow me on those if you have the time or if you're interested. I also have a Discord server, which is actually dead, but you could help me bring some life into that too. And I also have a second channel. I'm just shilling out all my stuff right now. I have a second channel where I post highlights, chip reviews, just a bunch of random stuff. So if you like me as a personality, join me on those adventures. If you're only here for One Piece, which, you know, I don't mind, just stay with me here. And it really means a lot. So thank you guys so much for joining me again. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.